Hey guys, Bangerz here from the main raiding team of Method. With the recent release of patch 7.1.5, this week I want to just take you guys through the Destruction Warlock changes and how they're going to affect us with some little pointers on how it may come into play with the up and coming raid, Nighthold. Okay, let's get into some of the changes then to Destruction in the new patch 7.1.5. So, the damage done by most Destruction spells has been increased by 4%. This is just a flat out buff to most of the spells, which you don't really need to worry about too much. Backdraft has changed a little bit. It now causes Conflagrate to reduce the cast time of your next two Incinerates or Chaos Bolts by 30%. This used to just be a 5-second duration, however obviously now it's just your next two Incinerates or Chaos Bolts. However, this can stack up to 4 charges, which means we can't really cap it as much unless we have the 4 piece when we get 3 Conflags. But yeah, you just need to basically check that you haven't capped your charges, that's all. Channel Demon Fire damage is now 64%, it was 46%. And also it now splashes 50% of its damage to nearby targets. This is the huge buff to Channel Demon Fire, and it's going to make this talent very viable for Mythic Plus, and maybe even some heavy AoE encounters in Nighthold. Doomguard's Demon Bolt damage is now 275% of spell power. It used to only be 210%. This is another great buff to our cooldown Doomguard. Now it's going to obviously hit a lot harder. It's just a general buff to our cooldowns really. Warlock's never really had good cooldowns, so it's just going to be a nice help to the burst on our DPS. Grimoire Sack, its damage has been reduced by 25%. This is quite a heavy nerf for us in terms of Mythic Plus. Whether we still use Grimoire Sack in Mythic Plus, I reckon we will, just because of such AoE, big pulls and things like that. However, in raids now, you're always going to pretty much play Grimoire Service, at least 98% of the time. Maybe one really heavy AoE encounter in Nighthold, Sack still might be better, but with progress, normally you need to burst some sort of target down quickly, so Grimoire Service always is favoured in that situation. Grimoire Supremacy now reduces Doomguard's Doom Bolt damage by 20%. This is not really any change to Destruction because we never used to use Grimoire Supremacy anyway. Not really too much to worry for us guys. We have got a new talent at level 30 called Empowered Life Tap. Life Tap now increases your damage dealt by 10% for 20 seconds. This is great for us. This is actually, this talent now is very viable. Probably going to be used in most encounters in Nighthold. So yeah, this is great for us, this new talent. Shadowburn now replaces Conflagrate and now generates a shard plus an additional shard on kill. So what this means then, if you just take the Shadowburn talent, you're going to lose Conflagrate and have Shadowburn in this replacement. When you use it, it's going to generate a shard and it also generate one if it's on the kill. However, we don't really use this talent, so not too much to worry about guys. One of our biggest changes to Destruction Warlocks is the Cataclysm and Eradication talents. What's happened is that they've been swapped in a talent tree. Eradication used to be on the level 60 talent and Cataclysm used to be on the level 30 talent. However, they have switched around. So now on the 30 talent we have Reverse Entropy, Eradication and Empowered Life Tap. This is obviously a big single target nerf for us because we used to link Reverse Entropy and Eradication together to maximise our single target DPS on a Destruction Warlock. Obviously they used to work really well together, being Reverse Entropy reduces your Chaos Bolt cast time and Eradication Chaos Bolt increases the damage you deal to targets by 12% for 6 seconds. Obviously we usually like to keep that buff up as long as possible. However, the longer our Chaos Bolt cast times are, the harder that would be. So this has sort of hindered our single target DPS, but it's not really too much to worry about. But it is probably our biggest nerf of the patch for our single target damage. However, luckily we did get this Empowered Life Tap, so we have something to use on the level 30 section. Also, the Conflagrate of Chaos trait now also affects Shadowburn. This is not really too much to worry about, like I said earlier, because we're not really going to use Shadowburn, so it's not too much to add there. Okay guys, so I'm just going to go through the talent tree with you guys, just so you have a better understanding of obviously the new buffs to certain spells, and which talents we're also going to run in certain situations, for example raids and Mythic Plus. Okay, so let's just start off with Mythic Plus. So Mythic Plus, the basic sort of talent tree you're going to want to take is Backdraft, Empowered Life Tap, Shadow Fury, Cataclysm, Burning Rush, Brimrot of Sacrifice, and Channel Demon Fire. Here you can see my breakdown for Mythic Plus today. As you can see, Rain of Fire is obviously one of my top damage, and Channel Demon Fire, which got very heavily buffed in the patch 7.1.5, is proven out to be very potent for Warlocks. However, for raids, the most basic sort of go-to spec would be, for pure single target, you're probably going to want to take Roar and Blaze. However, Backdraft might be a little bit better until you get the 4 set. You're always going to go to Empowered Life Tap. The 45 one doesn't really matter, I guess it's situational. Soul Harvest is probably going to be your go-to raiding talent. Burn and Rush or Demon Skin. Demon Skin can be useful in certain progression fights. Grimoire of Service is going to be like your go-to 90 talent. And for single target, Channel Demon Fire is actually still going to be one of the best, and it's also simming the best right now. However, if 2 targets come to life, I mean, depending on what legendary you have, as I have this legendary, Chaos Bolt Wreak Havoc is actually very strong for me. However, if you wouldn't have this legendary, I'd probably advise still going Channel Demon Fire for 2 targets. However, for a fight like Dragons of Nightmare, maybe Wreak Havoc might still pull ahead. But Channel Demon Fire is still going to be very strong. Any more than 3 targets, Channel Demon Fire is definitely going to pull ahead, and even single target is still going to pull ahead. So it's just a little go-to of the talents, guys, just to sort of give you an understanding, as when I stream, I'm getting a lot of questions asking what talent should I take for Mythic Plus, what talent should I take for raiding. So it's just a quick go-to. I mean, like I said, pure single target, you're going to be Channel Demon Fire. 2 targets you might want to take Wreak Havoc, depending on if you have the braces or not, but that's still yet to be decided, and obviously if you just give it a go, you're going to find out pretty quickly which one's the best for you. Also, in this video, we'd just like to go over the 2-piece and 4-piece, which you'll be able to obtain in the raid Nighthold. 2-piece for us is casting Chaos Bolts reduces the cast time of your next Chaos Bolt by 40% for 4 seconds. This got buffed in the recent patch. It used to be 30%, however they've changed it by giving us an extra 10%, so now it's 40%. This is pretty godlike for us, considering that we don't really run reverse entropy anymore in most encounters, and obviously we still want them big fast Chaos Bolts. Our 4-piece is Conflagrate gains an additional charge and 3-second reduced cooldown. This is obviously very insane for us, as Conflagrate reduces the cast time of our Incinerates and Chaos Bolts by 30% for 10 seconds. We actually have one of the highest 2-piece and 4-pieces in the game. You can sort of see where Blizzard come from, where they changed our Eradication and Cataclysm around on the talent tree. Because if they didn't, and we had reverse entropy and Eradication on at the same time, with 3 conflag charges, we'd probably have Eradication up 100% of the time, which is pretty OP. So try and get your hand on the 2-piece and 4-piece as quick as possible, guys, because it's a huge DPS increase. Thanks for watching, guys. If you found this guide helpful, please make sure to leave a like on the video. If you've got any questions right now, I am live at twitch.tv/Bangerz. You can find all the links below or on your screen right now. Any questions, you can put them in the section below and I'll try answer them as quick as possible.